What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're pretty much going to be getting everything for the RM125 prepped and ready for final assembly. So yeah, we just need to get pretty much all the components of the bike rebuilt, refreshed, all that. So yeah, the build can go together real smooth. So we've got front forks to rebuild, bearings to install in the linkage and on the triple clamps. We've got races to install, brakes to clean up, a whole bunch of stuff. Previous builds that I've done, I try and get all my parts ready before I start building the bike. I've just found that the bike goes together much smoother than when you try and put the bike together and clean up all the parts while you're doing it. Much like my RM250, for those of you that followed that build. We had quite a few hiccups on the way, and it made the build take much longer because we were constantly waiting on parts and stuff to arrive back. So yeah, with the 125, I really want to get everything ready so we can spend a whole day and get the bike bolted back together. So I've already done a few things off camera that I didn't really feel the need to film. You can see here we've got the swing arm, and yeah, I've already given it a bit of a polish up with the Scotch-Brite wheels and stuff. And then the bearings that were actually in it, and they literally looked brand new. They still had nice bright blue grease and stuff in them, so we're not actually replacing them. We're just trying to keep all the dirt and dust out, and then we'll clean them up and re-grease them before we put the bike back together. But we've also got the stuck chain adjuster bolt out, so yeah, the swing arm's pretty much ready to go. Little things like remove the old bearing from the triple clamp. I've installed the new races into the frame. So yeah, I froze them and then heated the frame up and they fell right in. So we actually powder coated the frame with the old races in, and then Dad just tack welded them and they just dropped straight out. And then I've already cleaned up the upper triple clamp and the Pro Circuit Shorty silencer over here on the Scotch-Brite wheel. So I've been giving these a go. I've just been making them out of like big Scotch-Brite pads, and they seem to be working a treat. These things look pretty damn clean. Yeah, so I've just been doing little miscellaneous things that aren't the most exciting to watch, and then hopefully I can just film the parts that are exciting or that is good to know for you guys. So yeah, I need to get the wheels built and laced up so that I can drop them off to the guy that trues my wheels. So he trued up the wheels that I built for the RM250, and yeah, he done a real good job then. So yeah, I'll get him to do these ones as well. And on that, hopefully this video isn't going to be too boring. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to get through, and then the next RM125 video that you guys see will be starting to put like the engine in, all the wiring, all the bodywork, wheels, etc., all that back together, and then the bike should come together pretty quickly in a couple videos really. Bit of an update. I've got one of the wheels for the RM125 laced up, and I'm just about to start on the rear rim. But yeah, I just laced them up, and then yeah, I've got a guy that trues them up for me because I don't have time to learn how to do that or the equipment to do it. So yeah, just need to lace the rear wheel up now. Put the front wheel back in the box here, but so yeah, it looks pretty sweet. We got the hub. We just cleaned it up with a few different brushes and Scotch-Brite and stuff. Then I've just got new spokes, and then I've got these XL no taco rims in black, so that'll look really nice on the bike. So like I was saying, I need to get the rear one together, so just need to clean the hub up a wee bit more, and then I've got the new rim over here which you guys would have seen before. So for the price that these rims cost, they're pretty good quality really. So yeah, we'll get the rear one laced up, and then I'll update you guys. as you would have just seen, got the rear rim all laced up. So yeah, both wheels for the RM125 are laced, and they just need to be trued up now, and then we can wrap some rubber around them. So I'll drop them off tomorrow and to get them trued. But in the meantime, we can still get all the other aluminium parts cleaned up, like the linkage rebuilt, and yeah, just little things. We can get the new head stem bearings pressed onto the triple clamps, and just get everything ready for final assembly. The rims were the last part I was waiting on to actually show up. So yeah, we have 100% of the parts now. I'll start tidying up the linkage now, and you guys can see the transformation. So these things are absolutely filthy. I've just gone and bought a big stack of Scotch-Brite pads, and then I just trace a circle into it, poke a hole in the middle, and then I just bolt it up onto the bench grinder here. So they work a treat cleaning up aluminium stuff. So here's a before of the linkage, and then we'll clean them up and see what they look like afterwards. I just got done cleaning the U-link for the linkage, and it turned out amazing compared to what it was. Like, it's obviously an older bike, so it's got a few scrapes and pitting and stuff on it. But yeah, from what it was, it is like so much better. Well, you guys would have seen how it looked before. It looked much like this part of the linkage. And if you put them next to each other, you can tell there's quite a difference. So I'm just going to do the same thing for this now. Then I'm going to punch all the linkage bearings out, and then we can install the new bearings that I got for it. So it turns out the linkage bearings have literally just been replaced. So don't actually need to replace them. The only thing I need to replace is the two little washers. As you can see here, they're cracked on both sides for some reason. So I'll just take them out of the linkage kit, because I actually bought a full linkage kit thinking that they would be bad. I can't remember if I showed it or not, but the two linkage parts, the U part and then the triangle part, were sort of fused together. So yeah, I just ordered a full linkage kit thinking that they'd need replacing, but turns out that yeah, they're pretty much brand new, so I'm not going to go to the effort of rebuilding them and wasting a good set of linkage bearings. So I'll just take what I need from the kit, and then yeah, the linkage will be fresh, and then yeah, the swing arm bearings are just been replaced as well. So yeah, that makes my life a bit easier. Don't have to worry about pressing the linkage bearings out. So I think I'm going to get on to rebuilding the forks now. The forks on the RM125s are pretty much the exact same that are on the RM250s. So if you want an in-depth how to rebuild them, I've got a couple of videos on the channel rebuilding the forks on the RM250. I'll leave them linked in the description for those of you that want to go check them out. So we're just doing new fork oil and oil seals on the forks for the 125. So it's a bit of a mess, but I've got the first fork apart. So I've already installed the dust seal, so just reusing the old ones, and then just fitting some new oil seals and just some new fork oil. So just put the bullet on, and then I'll just lube the bullet up, and then we can slide the seals on, get this fork back together, and then we'll redo the other one which is under there. Alright, so we got the new oil seal into the forks, and then the spring's already in it, and I've refilled and bled the inner chamber. So now we just need to assemble it. So this time I'm going to put this space around the right way, and then yeah, hopefully we won't have any problems. So those of you that saw that video on the 250, I stuck that round backwards and pretty much made the forks not work. Pretty much I had this round the wrong way, and that sits against the spring, and I had that like that, and obviously that's not right. So yeah, it goes this way, and then it fits up there nicely, so that's the way it goes. And then we just slide it into the tube, and obviously I've already got the spring installed, so we'll just tighten this cap down temporarily. So now we just compress the outer tube down so that the shaft pokes out the end there, and then we need to install the adjuster rod and then the adjuster. I just got done rebuilding the forks, so they're just under this blanket so they stay protected and stuff until we get them on the bike. And then Dad's been cleaning up parts and stuff while I've been doing that. So I got the new bearing onto the lower triple clamp. So what I just done then is I froze the lower triple clamp, and then I heated up the bearing as you would have seen, and then with those two they slid together a bit easier. Didn't quite go as well as my 250 did, so I still had to give it a bit of a tap on the inside race, but it's together now. Got a whole bunch of axles, hardware, spacers and stuff, the CDI, everything that's been cleaned up. Got your exhaust, what I showed you before and stuff. And then down here we've just got like airbox, subframe, sprockets, cables and stuff. So we've just been cleaning a whole bunch of parts up and stuff ready for tomorrow, which will hopefully be the final assembly of the bike. Got the frame on the stand for now. And then we just need to strip the paint off the carb because the previous owner spray painted it, and then just go through, clean it all out and all that. Just give the shock a quick once over, clean it up. But other than that, just still got the covers drying off the engine over here. But and we've got to still clean up the front and rear brakes. But that's pretty much the only thing left to do, and then we can bolt the covers back on to the engine, which you guys would have already seen. And then we can start assembling the RM125. So I've got this SDG USA seat. It was originally on my RM250, but we've got the seat cover that was on the RM125 when we bought it. But I'm pretty sure this is a tall seat, and then this was a short seat or shorter seat. So I'm hoping that this cover is going to stretch over this seat foam and pan. But we need to unstaple it, so just get a flat blade screwdriver and pry up all the staples, and then we can hopefully fit up this factory FX seat cover. So I just finished the seat cover, and it actually went on really easy. So the only trimming I had to do was round these two lugs here, and then just a little bit round the bolts for the seat brackets, but it's the only trimming I had to do. So I don't know if it was because the seat had been fitted up previously, so it's sort of shaped a bit, but yeah, got no wrinkles at all, and yeah, it's super tight, so looks good. Just gonna have to I'll just wipe the bottom of the pan now, get a bit of the dirt off, and then yeah, it'll be ready to bolt onto the bike when necessary. I just spent about half an hour tidying up the bottom triple clamp. If you guys remember, one of the stops was snapped off and the other one was yeah, partially snapped. It was cracking, so Dad fabricated a little stop for on the frame, which I showed you in a later video. I'll put that clip in now. So the steering stop Dad's fabricated up, obviously drops down a bit low, as you've seen, so there's no need for the top parts of the stops anymore. So I'll put in a clip now of how the bottom triple clamp looked before. It'll give you a rough idea of yeah, what we've had to do, because as you can see, that stops just going straight over it. So yeah, if we lower it down, then it'll be functional again. Mounted the bottom triple clamp in a vise, and then I wrapped a whole lot of masking tape around the lower bearing so it didn't get metal filings and stuff in it. And then yeah, I've pretty much just, so this was the one that was already snapped, this one was the one that was cracked, so I've I snapped the rest of that off, and then I've cleaned it up all nice. So yeah, I reckon I've done a pretty good job. Looks pretty factory. And then I've just tied it up on the Scotch-Brite wheel here. So yeah, it looks the same as the rest of the clamp. So I'm pretty stoked with it, how that turned out. Here's the frame, and there's the bump stop that Dad fabricated up. So if we slide this in here, and just as a idea, you can see the bump stop's just been lowered, and it works like factory now, so shouldn't have any issues now. And since they're shorter as well, we'll have no issues with it cracking. So in my books, that is a problem solved. Me and Dad have been going at it for probably 7-ish hours now, just getting every little bit cleaned up, repainted, Scotch-Brited, rebuilt, everything like that, so we can just put the bike together and minimise all hiccups. So I'd say we've probably got 90% of the parts clean today. We've just got the front brake system, the rear shock and the carburetor to go through, and then everything will be cleaned up and ready for final assembly. It's pretty much going to wrap up this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and it wasn't too boring. It wasn't a great deal done, just a whole lot of cleaning, prepping and stuff, so the build can go together really smooth, hopefully. So if you did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Go down below, smash that subscribe button. If you guys are pumped to see the 125 come together, definitely stick around. So we'll be starting to put the bike back together tomorrow. Cheers for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.